Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica illustrations, and now we're gonna define Philoctetes if we can. It doesn't seem to want to let me click on anything. Oh, maybe that's because there's nothing else to click. So what do we got here? It's like a different version of his face, I guess. Ah, this was when we were trying to do... I get it, okay. So first, do we like this? I think so. Maybe we can give him a couple of small armor pieces or something that would sort of indicate that he used to be. I think though that would probably just get in the way. I think this is gonna be best. Yeah, so let's go with this. We're gonna turn this down. And then we'll turn this back on. It should be in its correct spot. And since his face is pretty much in, let's get the hair in. I don't know what we really want to do for the hair yet. All right. Okay. I mean, we have our blueprint of what the thing is going to look like, so at some point we just have to follow it. Okay. So now, we're going to get rid of the guide layer for a second. We don't want to just fill it in completely with black. Because we want there to be some kind of variations. Good. Okay. No, we don't really want any kind of maybe a couple of these type of things. So let's put this back on and we'll keep going. Welcome Plot King to the show. We're doing more of our Greek pottery stuff here. How are you doing, Plot King? Are you ready to get this guy in the page? We made some big changes to him. Made him a lot more skeletal in the last episode. I think it looks a lot better than it did. Okay. I think maybe this should even be smaller. Okay, so Blocking saying, how was my day? Pretty good. Cannot complain. Went to a new restaurant. Watched a movie. Pretty good day. How was your day, Blocking? Alright, so I think under this section it should probably be even more concave. So that it's almost like a... Whoa, that's pretty extreme. Okay. Alright, so let's try and actually define these bandages here. Good. And we can add like some extra lines or whatever if we want to make it even more gaunt looking. Maybe like this. Okay, so Flocking saying, been playing Watch Dogs Legions you got for Christmas. Still getting used to the controls. Wow, I heard that was good. I didn't play that one yet. How do you like it so far, other than the controls? Alright, so let's try and make his bow a little bit more interesting. Let's see here. A lot of bows in Greek pottery. Maybe we could try this one. Or what else we got? Oh, maybe we could flip. Okay, so we won't do anything on the other side yet. Okay. That's kind of cool. What else do we want to do? Put a little notch here for where the string goes. Maybe give it like a sort of handle thing. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now we're going to duplicate and flip this. I wish there was just a flip vertical button. That looks taller or bigger on the top than it is on the bottom. But it can't be because it's exactly flipped. Okay. Good. Now we'll just do one of these. Merge these. And fill in the blanks. Alright, that's pretty cool. So that's Philoctetes' bow. God, can I draw a straight line to save my life? Now, we'll put it in his hand. Maybe make it a little bit larger. Actually, let's align this with the top, and then start screwing with the proportions. So it can't be so tall that it hits the top of the cave. That's the thing. All right, good. So it's not going to matter yet. And then welcome Zertundra to the show. Ever been to the Ramen Museum in Yokohama? It looks so cool, like walking through villages, but all indoor and man-made. Yeah, I have been to the Ramen Museum. It's great. Yeah, it's not really a museum. It's more like a theme park. It's pretty staggeringly impressive. It is certainly one of my big recommendations. It's hard to get, you know, you can only eat so many bowls of ramen, though. It's like you know, maybe like 2 bowls or something, maybe. So it's kind of hard to, you know, experience everything. You gotta go more than once. I've only been the once. But yeah, it looks like a 1950s, you know, Tokyo street or something. It's really, really cool. All right, what else we got here? I think that's it for for him. We're gonna do up the rock in the same style as the cave, I think. So that'll be that. Plot King saying storyline's good so far, pretty good characters. Well, that's all you can ask for, I suppose. I remember Watch Dogs 1, the difference between Watch Dogs 1 and 2 was really big. I mean, with like, they really improved the storyline and the gameplay mechanics in a big way, and I appreciated that. Okay, so now let's make this bigger. Now what's going on here? I knew it. And now when we put the yellow inside of here, it's going to add little highlights to his hair because I erased little spots out so that would happen. And we can sort of change it as needed. If we don't think that it's giving the intended effect. Okay, we're gonna do the bow on a different layer. I don't know, maybe at this point we should just merge. Let's merge these. And we will put this all on the same layer then. They're saying, amazing how you are with the artistry, and you just started last year. Thanks. Yeah, I really was not comfortable on a digital art making platform at all. And I still, in a lot of ways, I don't really know the ins and outs of like how to do all the really interesting sort of digital things, but I'm at least a little bit used to just making the marks, with a tablet, which is more than I could say for myself a year ago, that's for sure, yeah. It's really the Cintiq aspect of doing it on an iPad or doing it, with that app that lets me use my iPad as a screen, a Cintiq screen. A Cintiq being a thing that where you draw it and you're seeing the thing like this, you're touching the spot where the mark is going. On most drawing tablets, like on a PC, when you would, back in the day when you would use a drawing tablet, all I ever knew was it's like a black slate that you put the pen on, but you're actually looking up at the screen, like where your PC screen is. So you're not like looking where the mark is going. And, it's an acquired skill. People learn it really quick, but I just never could put two and two together with that. And so I just assumed that I was not going to be able to do digital artwork. And I'm glad that I sort of took the plunge now, because this definitely is more my wavelength. And I think we can just take that layer with the blood and put it on this one, because we kind of defined that pretty well at the time. And we can just do the same thing with a mask. Here we go. As they're saying, so many talents, do you play any instruments? Wow, no, I don't play any instruments. I never really learned any of that stuff. I went to school with in college I had a lot of roommates who were musicians, or not roommates, I was in the building where it was all musicians living there on my floor. So, I ended up picking up a lot of musical lingo and learning a lot of music stuff and hanging out with a lot of music people, but I never played anything. I would sing stuff at like a party or something. I would be the one singing instead. Let's see if we can grab this blood layer here. It should work if we do it. Uh-huh. Okay, well, that definitely works. Yeah, it looks pretty good. If we turn this off, great, okay. As they're saying, I still remember what you said on your first iPad stream, like a fish out of water on these. Yeah, I definitely did feel like that, and I still do sometimes when I can't figure out how to get stuff to work right. There are certain things that is like, it takes like 1 second with a pencil, but you have to really do it in a particular way on an iPad. But, it's slowly becoming more efficient with this stuff and proficient. Yeah, I like this a lot. So it kind of looks, I originally wanted it to be like he was, kind of holding it out almost like to ward them off. but now it looks more like he's, which also works for the story. It looks kind of like he's offering his bow to them, like, you know, hey, I'm off, like, you have my sword, you have my bow type thing, which is what happens in this chapter. They come to recruit Philoctetes, and eventually he agrees. So, yeah, great. So now we have Odysseus, clean image, and Philoctetes, clean image. Let's see it with the correct background. Right, I forgot that there's one more thing that we want to add, which is the we need the yellow layers around them in the spots where you can't see anything. So let's do this actually with a pencil with the bones in it. Okay, and obviously we need it around his hair. And we'll see if this is too thick of an outline around him, but I think it should work. I'm not sure if it wants to follow the contour of the head or of the individual strands. Yeah, it works pretty well. And then obviously we don't have the rock that he's leaning on yet, but that'll be the next thing that we do, I guess. Let's also just kind of make this a little bit thinner. And I want to change the contour right here. I make it a little bit more boxy where his chest is. Like that. It's weird, we don't really have the outline to work with, because once it's black, there's no... It changes the way the picture looks a little bit, because you can see only the inside outline of what you made, of the outlines you make, not the outside outline. Is there saying, can't wait to see the finished product? Thanks, yeah, it's coming together. This is one of my favorite compositions we've done so far, because it's interesting that it, like, I've never seen this pattern in Greek artwork, but it kind of works for what we're trying to do. And those types of decisions are what interest me the most, the ones that are like not even you know, doing anything based on the original thing, but they just evoke it. Great, guys. So next time we need to get Diomedes in the picture. He's still pretty rough. And then we do the cave, and we're going to put the rock in where his arm is leaning. Good. Thanks for joining the show. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the follow button. This whole thing is for a project where I am publishing my own edition of Posthomerica, which is a story of the fall of Troy, the final part of the Trojan War. A text edition and also an audiobook edition. So if you want to find out more about that, !Troy in the chat. And I'll see you